Good morning. Loud enough for you? My name is Bo Grothendieck. Our service leader today is Lori Whittemore. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Saco and Biddeford. We also want to welcome those joining us on YouTube and encourage you to have a candle or chalice to light when we light ours here in a few moments. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, whomever you love, we are glad you are here with us today. The theme for the month of January is Liberating Love. We invite you to carry that theme with you as you are with us today and into your daily life when you leave here today. We strive to be a green sanctuary. They give roots and wings to our vision of a world where all people build toward a sustainable future and make reverence, gratitude, and care for the living earth central to our lives. We want to acknowledge that our building sits on the unceded land of the Wabanaki Confederation, which includes the Abenaki, Maliseet, Micmac, Passamaquoddy, Penobscot nations. We invite you to take home the order of service for information and announcements, or you may leave it for the recycling as you exit the sanctuary. At this time, please silence or turn off your cell phones. Thank you. And there will be a social hour in the parish hall after the service. Please join us.
Good morning. Welcome to our gathering place, a place of love and comfort and care, a place of challenges and a place of frustration. Welcome to our sanctuary and our community. Bring all that you are. and we will do the same. Welcome to this place. You are welcome here.
Please join me for a responsive reading found in the insert in your church programs. When the world's violence shatters the joy of a moment, we pause and reach out for the hands that remain.
We open our hearts to love.
When despair rises as a monster from the deep and drags down one of our own, our answer is that.
We open our hearts to love.
When hatred and anger, rage and fire and suffering, we bend to pick up the wounded, to bind up ourselves and.
We open our hearts to love.
When fear whispers, build more gates, add more locks. The blessed are those who defend themselves. We rock those fears to sleep and let them rest as.
We open our hearts to love.
People will do unspeakably cruel and horrible things. We know this fact. We live and die this daily, all around the world, in every community and every wasteland. But we know the answer is found only with one action. And so,
We open our hearts to love.
hatred never ceases by hatred, but by love alone can be healed. This is the truth we affirm. We live with courage and with a wider and wider circle of that force that bends our lives to ones of mercy, justice, and compassion.
We open our hearts to love.
It's the truth. Just by being born, you are loved. There is something within you and every person that can be loved.
We open our hearts to love.
In love, we pray for those families, those individuals, all the persons here and everywhere who are desperately sure that there is not enough love in the world for them to have some, who are desperately sure that they do not matter. In love with life, in love with the beloved, we turn to answer that desperation with assurance. You are loved. You are lovable. We will and do love you. Now, attend to your life's work, to love. It's the only legacy that matters. Amen.
Please join me in the words for lighting the chalice. This is our sacred promise, to gather together in peace, to seek truth in love, to serve human need, so that all shall grow in harmony with the divine. And stand as you're able and join me in singing hymn number 317, We Are Not Our Own. Now is the time in the service where we turn and greet our neighbors.
Sound test. Sound test.
All alone on the road lay a traveling man, fallen among thieves, beaten and bloody and stripped of his clothes, left for dead, and well he might be. A few passed by on the other side, pretending that they just didn't see. Then someone stopped where the stranger lay to help a neighbor in need. I will not pass by on the other side. I will not pass by. For I know within my very soul, never for the grace of God go I. On the street lives a child with the eyes of a man, sadder than his years. Hunger walks with him by day and by night, so afraid, but well beyond tears. Few pass by on the other side, but today is as far as he sees. So who will stop for this precious child and help a neighbor in need? I will not stop on the other side. I will not pass by. For I know within my very soul, never for the grace of God go I. From behind a glass she pretends no one sees. Bitter is her shame, for all of his anger is focused on her, for he says that she is to blame. And now she fears for her children too, but she doesn't think that they can leave. So how can we make the cycle stop to help a neighbor in need? I will not pass by on the other side. I will not pass by. For I know within
It's me. This is the time in our service when we invite people to share what is in their hearts, whether it is a great joy or a deep sorrow. It is not a time for announcements or political statements. If you wish, please come forward to light a candle, tell us your name, and if you'd like, share joy or sorrow with us if you choose to do so. The mic down there, just make sure you hold it straight in front of you, parallel to the floor, and speak clearly into the mic so you can be heard through the sound system. Just wipe it off real quick. We don't know where this is. Just follow it.
My name is Randa. My pronouns are she, her, hers. That song really touched me. I feel like I need to learn, however, when to not stop. I've been stopping too much for people, and I'm burning out and overwhelmed. And then I thought of this church and that it's full of people who are also here to help. And I'm specifically thinking of some immigrant families that I work with. And if you want to learn more about how you can support me supporting them, I'll see you in the parish hall.
Hello. Good morning. My name is Teague, and I am going through a very intense period of transition and change, and I am so grateful for this community. And I can't tell you how much it means to me to feel like I'm finding a home here. And I really appreciate it. So thank you.
Is there something you'd like to say that you're joyful for?
We went to Timmy's party.
Yeah. Was that fun?
Yeah. And we wrapped presents for him, and we got a fish game like Timmy.
Awesome. Thank you, Tess.
Side.
My name's Lori, and a joy and concern, all wrapped in one. Went to a lovely celebration of life yesterday for an amazing woman, Julia Ackerman, and she was just an amazing woman. So if you've ever seen the movie or the Solo about a guy climbing Solo up El Capitan, her son was one of the cinematographers, and she was always so proud of him. So that was lovely. And then asking for prayers and good thoughts. My husband has a hip replacement on Tuesday. And the thing that is amazing is they did all this imaging, and it's designed and made exactly to his specifications for his body, which just blows me away. And the other thing that is just so fun seeing our little ones here, it reminds me when my now 19-year-old after service used to run laps in the sanctuary. And even though she's not coming often, she still thinks of this as her church. No one else's, but it's hers.
Morning, I'm Ann. In the interest of not burning down the church, I lit one candle for the Colemans who are having a really rough time. for Nikki Norman, and for Carol Carlisle, who are also experiencing health difficulties, and I urge you all to send your love and support to them.
Good morning, I'm Ellie. I lit 2 candles this morning. The first is a little self-serving. I'm really excited that I'm going to get to lead a hymn sing at the end of this month, and hopeful that people fill out their little paper and leave it before you leave the church today. That was not an announcement. That was just my joy. And then I also lit a candle of concern for all those affected by the flooding. We have this amazing brook in our backyard, and it was like 2 feet over where it normally is, and but we are way up on a hill, and so it has no impact on us. But I know that same water had devastating impact for so many people.
Good morning, I'm Sandy, and I just wanted to share my extreme joy, as I start a new relationship after 6 years of grief.
Hi, my name is Janine, and I looked yesterday at some of the devastation, and I live in Old Orchard, and Scarborough and Saco are, especially along the coast, a lot of the road is missing. I mean, it's just not even there. And my dear friend Mary lives in Virginia, and she texted me and asked me to please check to see if the memorial bench on the beach that she had made for her parents, but basically, and for her son, her dear son, her only child, who died trying to promote ecology for the earth, walking barefoot from Florida to Maine. He was hit by a distracted driver and killed. So we hope the bench is there, and if it isn't, we'll get a new one.
Hi, my name is Melissa, and I wanted to share joy. My former congregation in Melrose, Massachusetts, is having a special concert tonight, which will be broadcast online, so I don't have to drive all the way down to Melrose. But it's in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King. It's featuring 4 African-American local artists in the Boston's music scene, and will be on their website broadcast if you'd like to tune in.
Morning, everybody. I didn't want to share this, but I'm going to share it anyway. December 22nd, I got rear-ended, and I got involved in an automobile accident. So my car is totaled. I also suffered a concussion, but I'm doing much better. So I will get into the car, and I am alive. I'm doing well. I'm healing. But, life goes on. So I now will continue doing music. I had to stop my music for a while because I couldn't see the notes. I think you can identify with that. So it'll take time, but I'll get back into it. So thank you very much. Bye.
I'd like to light a candle here of joy and gratitude just for our choir director, Ellie's continued dedication. I have no idea how long you've been doing this, but I just feel very joyful and touched that you continue to show up and provide us this service. Wonderful, wonderful song today. Just great. And then, is this a new mic? This is a new mic. We don't, for those that are used to the service, we no longer have to hold it. you know, like we're doing a little rap here. We can hold it wherever, and we're going to get sound. So we're going to strike that little blurb from the script, and that's great. I'm joyful for that. Thank you to our B&G department, our sound department. And then I'm going to go ahead and light one more candle for the joys and concerns that we heard, as well as to just hold those unspoken in our hearts. And try not to burn myself. Our story for all ages.
De La Peña, and illustrated by Lauren Long. In the beginning, there is light, and two wide-eyed figures standing near the foot of your bed, and the sound of their voices is love. A cab driver plays love softly on his radio while you bounce in back with the bumps of the city, and everything smells new, and it smells like life. Love, too, is the smell of crashing waves and a train whistling blindly in the distance. And each night, the sky above your trailer turns the color of love. In a crowded concrete park, you toddle toward summer sprinklers, while older kids skip rope and run up the slide, and soon you are running among them, and the echo of your laughter is love. On the night the fire alarm blares, you're pulled from sleep and whisked into the street where a quiet old lady is pointing to the sky. Stars shine long after they've flamed out, she tells you, and the shine they shine with is love. But it's not only stars that flame out, you discover. It's summers, too, and friendships, and people. One day you find your family nervously huddled around the TV, but when you ask what happened, they answer with silence and shift between you and the screen. In your dream that night, you are searching for a love that seems lost. You open and close drawers, lift cushions, empty old toy bins, but there's nothing. You wake with a start in the arms of a loved one who bends to your ear and whispers, "It's okay, it's okay, it's love." And in time, you learn to recognize a love overlooked, a love that wakes at dawn and rides to work on the bus, a slice of burned toast that tastes like love. And it's love in each deep crease of your grandfather's face as he lowers himself onto an overturned bucket to fish. And it's love in the rustling leaves of gnarled trees lined behind the flower fields. And it's love in the made-up stories your uncles tell in the backyard between wild horseshoe throws. And the man in rags outside the subway station plays love notes that lift into the sky like tiny beacons of light. And the face staring back in the bathroom mirror, this too is love. So when the time comes for you to set off on your own, heavy winds will sweep past your building and great gray clouds will congregate above. Your loved ones will stand there like puddles beneath their umbrellas, holding you tight and kissing you and wishing you luck. But it won't be luck you'll leave with, because you'll have love. You'll have love, love, love.
Please stand as you're able and join me in singing hymn number 127. Can I see another's woe and not be in
Our reading today is entitled Love and Justice by Reverend Tess Baumberger, based on 1 Corinthians. Love is kind with people but impatient with injustice. Love is assertive and respectful. Love listens to the anger of those who experience oppression without responding, without defending, without interrupting, without explaining. It listens with compassion, seeking always to understand. Love is slow to anger, especially at the start or end of life, and with anyone who the world discounts. Yet anger can be a part of love. Consider the force with which parents defend their young. Love fears for those it loves, for what it loves. When, who, or what it loves cannot defend itself, love rises to defend. When those it loves have the power of defense, it takes their lead with humility and courage. Love assists, empowers, and frees. Love's anger rises to meet injustice in considered ways that help correct it. Love is willing to examine itself, its thoughts, actions, and unmeditated bias. It recognizes one's power to harm or to be part of systems of harm. With or without awareness, but once aware, it can only intend to make amends, to right wrongs, to change the systems that legislate hatred. Love is willing always to change, always to learn, always to heal. Love rejoices in truth and in inequity. There is no limit to love's steady presence or its holding us, gently, but insistently, to what is right.
I know you've heard this before, that Hebrews, authors of the Jewish Old Testament, have no less than 8 words, 8 different kinds of words for the term love. And the Greek writers of the New Testament also had different words for the types of love. Many languages also have different terms for the different types of love. But English only has one word. And so we need to use a lot of other words to describe love when we're not sure what the right term is. A famous passage about love is 1 Corinthians, written originally in Greek. It describes many qualities of love and names it as the most important thing. Period. I have always loved this passage, and even in the King James, which is not so progressive, they have a translation in the Bible that is very meaningful. And I'm grateful to Reverend Tess Baumberger, who made the thoughtful reinterpretation that you heard this morning. A reinterpretation that not only tells us what love is, but also what it means to engage love. Love in action. Justice in action. Brian McLaren is a progressive Christian author, speaker, former pastor, and public theologian. He advocates for a new kind of Christianity, a just, generous Christianity that engages with people of all faiths and all traditions for the common good. And it sounds just like UUism, but I won't tell him that. He says there are 4 deep problems that we face right now. First, we face a crisis with our planet. We are literally destroying our life support system, disrupting our climate, destroying our oceans, depleting our soil, polluting everything, committing ecocide against the whole web of life. He says, surely the one most difficult task facing us right now, if we finally acknowledge our responsibility for planetary health, is summed up in one small word. That word is hope. It is possible to have any right now. The more we learn of climate change, the apocalyptic future that awaits us unless we make deep, speedy changes in our use of fossil fuels, the more despairing we become. It appears that we human beings do not have the will to live differently, justly, or sustainably. The single most difficult obstacle to overcome here, then, is our own lack of hope, our own belief that it can't change. And this issue cannot be brushed aside because we are people of hope, and we have to face the facts. Second, we have a crisis of poverty, an unequal distribution of wealth and power, concentrating more and more wealth and power on a small, tiny minority of people. So climate and poverty. And the third, which all of this leads up to, is the crisis of peace. We know we're in trouble, so what do? We disseminate more and more weapons of increasing kill power. We create weapons that allow us to no longer see the people we kill. Weapons like video games that dehumanize the carnage that we are responsible for. We set on fire all of our divisions, race, economy, religion, social gender, all of that. We set it on fire with weapons. So we have a crisis of planet, poverty, peace. And the fourth crisis is religion. Because all too often our religious communities are remaining on the sidelines, or they are pawns of the industrial complexes of one kind or another. Or they make use of false theology to address things that take our eyes off the issues at hand. Thomas Merton, great mystic and theologian of the Christian faith, said, "Religion, in its many expressions, has become guilty bystanders." I think much of religion has been selling people an evacuation plan rather than helping them participate in a transformation plan. Religion becomes a place for nurturing blind spots for the suffering of the world, looking away from pain and focusing on things that reinforce our own ways of thinking and being while our eyes are remaining shut. Religion has ceased to be a source of hope, which is our greatest currency. Hope is our greatest currency, and we are not dealing in it right now. I know and believe that religion is a source of comfort. It creates tradition and community. It gives people a way to organize themselves and relate to one another. It helps people order their lives, provides a moral compass for living together in society and in the world. Good religion should instill the values of hope and love. Hope so that we can be beacons in the world, so we can take on issues and feel like there's going to be a different outcome. To remind people that there is good in the world and that it is always accessible to us. And love with a capital L, love that is the source, the point, and the trajectory of it all. Love is the source, the point, and the trajectory of it all. Reverend Tess Baumgartner stated, love is kind with people and impatient with injustice. Kind with people, patient with injustice. Whether you disagree or are annoyed with people, love demands that you are kind with them, even if you disagree, even if you've had bad experiences, even if they annoy the heck out of you. Love demands you are kind to them, even if they have wronged you or angered you now in the past. Love demands you are kind. Impatient with injustice, love demands you open your eyes and bear witness to injustice, and you don't look away. You don't give up because it is too complicated or too hard to look at. We have been given this life by chance or evolution or intelligent design or God or source or whatever or however you name it. We have been given this life, and we are obligated to honor it, nurture it, steward it. For ourselves, yes, and for others. Others who share their gift of life with us, who share our time here on earth, possibly our geography, definitely our genes. Our life is not our own, as that hymn said. Love continuously reminds us that. Ultimately, love demands that. Love demands that we wake up. Wake up. It is our responsibility through love to witness these injustices, probably not all at the same time and not so they immobilize us, but for us to bear witness so that we are not alienated from them, we are not blind to them, so that we can see our relationship to injustice and do our part, or remain aware of our omission of doing a part. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And because I can't do everything, I will not avoid doing the something that I can do. Love is assertive and respectful. It's not aggressive. It's not abrasive. It's not passive-aggressive, vengeful, or spiteful. Love does not hold grudges. Love tells the truth with humility. And from a practical standpoint, if someone hits you over the head with truth, it shuts you down anyway, so you're not going to listen, and you won't bear witness to the truth. None of us is alive in a vacuum. None of us is alive in a vacuum. We are alive because there is life. And I mentioned this in the Friday Flyer, and it bears repeating. I recently heard someone express their view that God is love, and God, love, is the connective tissue that binds all of humanity and creation together. Love as a verb is the constant reconnecting of things. The constant reconnecting of things. Making love is an act of surrendering all boundaries to be in full connection with another. Loving in general is the same thing. Living into a connection between us where there is no separation. Remaining hopeful Religion in general, and our religion specifically, deals in the currency of hope. We don't make ourselves the center of the universe because we are part of an interdependent web of existence. We recognize the inherent worth and dignity of all people. All people are welcome because we share our common humanity. We respect that each has a right to express their conscience, as we also want to encourage spiritual growth and the sharing of how that growth transforms each other, because that transforms us. Nurturing connection means just, equitable, compassionate human relations. It means peace, liberty, and justice for all. It means finding ways to relate and interact with one another that honors each person. Love is embedded in our principles, and love is hopeful love. Hope is living as if. It is believing that there will be an answer, even if we don't know what that answer will be. Hope is doing our part at whatever level we can and trusting that it will make a difference. So what does love call us to do? Bear witness to this world on fire, as scary as it is. Bear witness. Remain awake to it in the suffering that exists. Foster connection to the suffering so that we understand our connection and our responsibility. Be kind, always be kind, and remain hopeful. It is the marking of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday tomorrow. He was a man who understood systemic oppression from the inside out. He saw the world on fire from the inside of the circle of the flames. As a man of deep and abiding faith, he sought to bring awareness to others by an unconventional way, nonviolent resistance. He woke people up not by tearing down others, but by fostering connection, promoting dignity and understanding. I believe he remained hopeful to the end of his life, even though I'm pretty sure he knew his fate for a long time. His riches were in hope and love and light, and he paid it forward in hope. And we celebrate him. And we are called to do the same thing, called to hope. Love calls us to hope in all things. Remain hopeful regarding the climate. Don't look away, don't dumb down or numb down, don't avoid the grim reality, but remain hopeful that change is afoot and there's a part in it for us to do if we keep looking at it and talking about it and brainstorming about it and wondering together what that part is. Remain hopeful that there is enough for all people. Don't look away from the people on the streets who have no home or prospects and are left out in the cold or the rain. Remain hopeful that we can find an answer if we keep paying attention. Remain in the discomfort of witnessing poverty until a path through this injustice becomes clear, so that we not only find housing for all, but awaken to the systems that create the poverty and keep those who don't have enough fighting for crumbs under the table. Invite, expect, create peace in our lives. Demand it in our world. Wherever one suffers, we all suffer. In Gaza, Ukraine, at the border, in the Congo, in Washington County. Again, don't dumb down or numb down or avoid the stark realities. We can't not see or unsee the distress in the world. Love calls us to see it. Love calls us to see it. Let us remain awake, see our connection with all of it, and remain hopeful and in relationship, asking and wondering together in all the ways we might change the world because we have hope. And in this place, may we love and may hope prevail. Amen. When we gather together as a community, we bring the gifts of ourselves, our hearts and our spirits, our time and our energy, our talents and our skills to support the work of this church, here within our walls and out in the larger community. We also bring our gift of generosity, giving what we have so the work of this church may continue. Please sign up on the board and do some of the worship stuff. We're really hoping you'll do that. As always, half of our offering today will be sent out into the larger community to support the work of an agency or organization that is making a difference in our world. This month, we are sharing our offering plate with Seeds of Peace. If you are watching from home, donations may be made through the Give button at the top of our page, uuchurchsacobiddeford.com, or checks may be mailed to UUCSB 60 School Street in Saco. This morning's offering will now be received. Remain standing as we extinguish our chalice. As we release this flame from its faithful service today, we allow the spark in each of us to burn on, to warm our compassion, to fire our delight, to light our paths today, tomorrow, and always. And remain standing and join me in singing hymn number 124, Be That Guide. Now may the love of truth guide you, the warmth of love hold you, the spirit of peace bless you, and the reality of hope transform you this day and in all days to come.
May we shine.